Time for a quick update on the ministerial statement made by the immigration minister on the 30th of January 2024. Now, this ministerial statement now gives you the dates to look forward to put on your calendars to see when what is changing. Let's take them one by one. First of all, the first important date to mention for tomorrow, which is the 6th of February 2024, is that from tomorrow, the immigration health surcharge is going up by 66%. So where it was £624 per person per year is now going to go up to £1,035 per person per year. So if you're going for a 2.5 years leave, then that is how you will calculate what you will have to pay. Now, these are the immigration health surcharge payments for applications made on or after the 6th of February. So you still got a few hours, maybe about 6 hours to go ahead and make an application today if you want to make use of the immigration health surcharge as it stands today, because tomorrow or midnight onwards is going to go up. The other date you should remember or you should know in terms of update with the immigration is that from the 1st of January, this has already come in, that dependents are only allowed for students who are on multi-year postgraduate research degrees. Now, what the hell does that mean? Your universities and your colleges will tell you, but this is what the Home Office have put down as the marker now. So if you are a student who wants to bring dependents, you will only be allowed to bring dependents if you are on a multi-year postgraduate research degree. Now, the next date to remember is coming up on the 11th of March, because that is the date on which the care workers will no longer be allowed to bring any dependents with them. This is the date where the Home Office have put down the marker where they say that a lot of people are coming here. So if you are a care worker and you're coming to the UK on the skilled worker visa and you want to bring your partner, your children with you, because that is what normal family life means, that you go together. But the Home Office thinks that if you are a care worker, you do not need to bring your family, because that means there are too many dependents in the UK and that they do not want. So that's the idea behind that. The next thing also to remember is from the 11th of March, the care workers will only be able to sponsored by care providers that are registered with the Care Quality Commission. So, as I've been talking about this many times, you might have heard about this many times from other people, other sources as well, that there is a lot of abuse of these visas being carried out right now. There are a lot of people who are making sure that they make a lot of money out of poor people who want to come as care workers, who want to have a life of different opportunities, and they are charging them a leg and a half and then making sure that they do not even get any proper roles or proper number of hours. I get these consultations on a daily basis where somebody will say, I came from India, I came from Africa, I came from Pakistan, wherever, and I've not been able to start a job or do the number of hours that I was promised. I'm being given 1 or 2 hours on a weekly basis, or maybe 1 day on a weekly basis, and that is not enough. So what do I do? And the only thing that I can tell them is immediately look for a different sponsor where you can actually switch your visa so that you are properly working somewhere and not just in name, because those employers will not suffer. They will not have any problems. They've made money out of you, and once you are no longer able to carry on with them, or if they decide to shut down, or if the Home Office catches them, simply those employers will be shut down, those care homes will be shut down, or those care providers will be shut down, and you as the applicants or the care workers will be the ones who lose out, because you've spent a lot of money to come on that. And now the Home Office will also look at you as people who are working in breach, or who are not working and therefore are in breach of the rules and the permission that you've been granted. So please be mindful of that. And if you are in if you do find yourself in that kind of situation, please try to get out of it as soon as you can, because you don't want to have this kind of a record or this kind of a label against your name, where the Home Office will identify you as a migrant that fraudulently obtained a job and came to the UK and never worked and tried to get something done here. So this is how the Home Office will look at you. I'm just warning you, because this is a huge problem. From the 4th of April 2024, the skilled worker threshold for the salaries is going up. Currently, it is 26,000 something, and now it is going to go up to 38,700 from the 4th of April. So if you are coming over as a skilled worker, as long as you are coming for you're coming before this date, before the 4th of April 2024, you will be able to come on a different salary. But from the 4th of April, your minimum salary on which you can be sponsored on a skilled worker visa will be £38,700. Except the health and care visa, which of course we've always seen as being exempt from this. From early April, the shortage occupations will be gone. These, if you don't know, these are the occupations that were given a discount as far as their salaries were concerned, because those were in shortfall in the UK. There were not many people who were able to do those. So those shortage occupations were given a discount. But this has now been advised by the government that this should be taken away as well, and nobody should get a discount. Obviously, when they made the discount, or when they did the shortage occupations, there was perfect justification, because we understand that there is a need for these people and they are a shortage in the UK, and therefore we are going to give them a discount to give them incentives to come. Now, we still understand we do not have these people. We still understand there is a shortage of these people. But now our intelligence says that we should not give them any discounts, or they should be paying the full wages. Anyway, whatever it is, the government knows best. Next is the 11th of April, which is the family threshold. This is where people are most concerned, who are ordinary British nationals, ordinary people with indefinite leave, ordinary people with refugee status, ordinary people with limited leave of any other kind that want to bring their spouse over to the UK. This is where the income threshold currently is 18,600 a year. Now, granted, this was in 2012 when it started, but in 2012, this income threshold was still quite high according to the minimum wage requirements at that time. But still, it was introduced, and now 10, 11, 12 years later, now we are at this position where suddenly that increase from 18,600 is going to go quite substantially high. Fortunately for you, you lucky people, the Home Office have decided and the government have decided that they're going to do this in increments. So they are going to put the knife in, but not all of it at the same time. So first part goes in where you are going to go up to £29,000, and that is starting from the 11th of April. The next increment will be a bit later, which will take it up to 34,500 till finally they get into targeting early 2025, when they say that this will become the same as the salary threshold for the skilled worker requirement, which is £38,700. So if you are currently in this situation where you want to bring your spouse over, please do so. If you are not able to do so and you want to do this after the changes have come in and you cannot meet the financial requirements, that is where things become a bit difficult. There are cases, there is Lebanon, which has dealt with this before. There are other cases that will surely come up as well. But at this stage, at this point, what you need to understand is if you can meet the financial requirements, fantastic. Otherwise, if you are in receipt of carer's allowance, for example, or you're getting personal independent payments, there are a number of exceptions that are applicable. If you are not if you come within those exceptions, you will be exempt from meeting the financial requirement. Or if you're not exempt, you can still make an application, and there will have to be an exercise of a proportionality exercise at the hands of the judge if the matter goes into appeal, where the Home Office obviously refuses your application, saying that you cannot meet the financial requirements, and then you can go to court in an appeal before an immigration judge, where the immigration judge will have to see whether it is proportional under the circumstances that your financial requirements not being met are keeping a family from being together. And that is the important factor. So if you have been spouses for a long time, if you have children involved, if you have all sorts of history together, that will become a more effective appeal. And if you do not have a history together, you're just newly married, you can still do the application. You can still ask for that discretion to be exercised or for the judge to look into it. But as and when we get there, we'll talk about that. That's it for today. Thank you very much.